star treatment, win passes to 3 great summer movies from Paramount Pictures. Days of Thunder with Tom Murphy in another 48 hours. And Ghost with Patrick and for Friday night's draw and qualify for Friday night's drawing of a trip for 2 to be a star at Universal Studios Hollywood. Home of Jaws, King Kong, and Earthquake. Transportation provided by U.S. Air, official airline of Universal Studios Hollywood. Tune into each DC-20 movie next week and watch for the star to appear. Call into the special contest phone number and be one of the first 20 callers to win. Next week at 8 on DC-20, WDCA-TV.
It had to be you.
Smartest thing I've done in years.
It had to be you.
My Buick LeSabre is quite simply the best car I've ever owned.
I wandered around and finally found.
Of course, the recent J.D. Power & Associates 1989 initial quality survey just confirmed what I know from experience. The 1990 Buick LeSabre is the most trouble-free American car.
It had to be you.
Let your Washington area Buick dealer put you in a Buick for less.
The stars are gonna twinkle and shine. How they'll shine this evening about 8:45. My loving arms.
They say time is what you make it. At Citizen, we prefer making it beautiful.
Around you, around 8:45.
Citizen. At K Jewelers, the diamond people.
I don't expect a woman like you to give me another chance. And I know I really can't take back the things that I've said. I mean, I never meant to make things difficult. I never meant to cause any problems, but I just had a change of heart. So if it's not too late, could I make that strawberry pancakes?
At Bob's Big Boy, any of these 4 breakfast specials is just $2.99. It's a tough decision.
Please.
We are back live here on Madison Square Gardens in New York. Game 5 of this Patrick Division final. The Washington Capitals leading 1-0 with the Rangers facing elimination. Welcome back. I'm Jeff Rimmer in our WDCA TV 20 studios. And joining us now, Kevin Hatcher, the Washington Capitals fine defenseman. And Kevin, your impressions of that first 20 minutes from the Capitals' perspective.
Well, I thought we had quite a few chances. I thought we were really good in our own end. Again, our forwards were holding up their forwards holding up, giving us a lot of time to work with the puck back there, and we're doing a good job of getting it out at the same time. And I don't think they had that many quality chances in that period.
Kevin, a lot's been said certainly about the offense that the Capitals have come up with in this series, but you and your fellow defensemen have got to take a lot of pride in the way you have played throughout this series, I would think.
Yeah, again, you got to give a lot of credit to the forwards for holding off the wingers like they have been. They give us, Roddy and I, a lot more time back there to pick our head up and have that one more step to make a quality play. And I think we haven't been giving them any second chances in our end, and that's a lot. And the goalie's been able to see the puck.
There's been much talk about ending the series here in New York and not having to go back to a pressure-packed situation Sunday.
Yeah, that would be nice. I think that's a goal now. We're up 3-1, and tonight we're showing it. We're playing, sticking to our game plan, finishing our checks, and that's definitely a plan tonight. It would be nice.
How important was that first goal when you look at the way the Capitals have played with a lead all throughout the series?
Well, I think here in the Madison Square Gardens, the crowd's such a factor here. I think being up 1-0 after the first period, it's a big factor, and I think we quieted them down quite a bit.
Kevin, thanks for the visit.
Thank you, Jeff.
Kevin Hatcher, the Washington Capitals, and for visiting with us, he'll receive a $100 gift certificate to Kuppenheimer. Kuppenheimer is America's #1 value clothier for men.
A journey through the old country. Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Virginia. This year, your vacation begins with all the thrills and pageantry of Europe long ago at Busch Gardens. Come visit the old country and more, here in the heart of Virginia. Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. All the fun of Europe, only closer.
Not 24, not 36, but 48. Full 48-month, 4.8 APR GMAC financing. That's music to your ears when you buy a new Pontiac Grand Am, Le Mans, Sunbird, or Grand Prix. Here's an extra for Grand Prix buyers, $1,000. 4.8 financing plus $1,000 cash back. See Steve Smith, Dave Perno, Jay Coons, Bob Banning, Phipps, Prince Frederick Motors, and Walker Pontiac.
If you can see it in your mind.
can build it out of brick.
Read any good books lately? They used to say this one had a lot of characters, but not much plot. No more. This is the Great American Guidebook, The Matchmaker, the C&P Telephone Yellow Pages. Want to read a classic? Take it in your hands and open it. When you see all the new goodies in here, you'll be surprised. So get it off the top of the refrigerator and do a little light reading. The genuine C&P Telephone Yellow Pages. No other book can match it. A Bell Atlantic company.
Men who don't register with Selective Service can't be sure where they're headed. So register when you turn 18. It's quick, it's easy, and it's the law. Ouch.
Jeffrey, we're back in our WDCA studios. The road to the Stanley Cup continues here at Madison Square Garden in New York tonight. Caps lead the series 3-1, and lead 1-0 after the first period of play. Our analyst tonight, Dino Ciccarelli, joining us. And Dino, is it tougher and really more nerve-wracking sitting here and watching this hockey game as opposed to being out on that ice?
It really is. I'd rather be out there playing. It's tough because you get in the momentum and you're thinking about the game. You don't, the intensity as a fan doesn't really set in like that. But here you're nervous between face-offs and whistles. You're pacing around, and it's exciting. I'm being a good fan out here.
Now, you told our DC-20 viewers before we started the hockey game just how important it was for the Capitals to get the crowd out of the game here early, and that's exactly what they did.
Well, we got the first goal being a big goal. I think they only got 3 shots. That was another key. Defensively, we were playing well again. After we got the goal, we had a penalty. We killed a penalty. And I think this is the key thing. I repeat it again with the fans. They get impatient here in New York, and it frustrates the players. And then they start pressing, and hopefully if we keep playing the same way defensively, they'll give up some opportunities, and it'll create some goals for us.
What exactly is Terry Murray telling the guys right now?
Well, not too much, because the guys are playing pretty good hockey. Just to go out and keep playing the same way we've been playing pretty well the whole series. Basic fundamentals, not getting caught. We've always got a guy back in our own zone. You don't want to give them any kind of momentum, any kind of goal on a breakdown. And it's just good positional hockey, because sooner or later they're going to have to start taking some chances. And like I said, hopefully we'll capitalize on one of their mistakes.
Okay, we'll look forward to your analysis here in period number 2. Stay tuned. Washington Capitals leading 1-0 here at the Garden in New York.
Announcing the world-class value in 4-door sedans at a special price, the Hyundai Excel.
More horsepower. Power. Multi-point.
Fuel injection.
More power.
Automatic.
Automatic 4-speed.
Overdrive.
Sure.
Stereo, too.
Stereo cassette.
Stereo.
Really?
Wipers. Intermittent. Wipers. Rear defogger.
More headroom. More legroom. Bucket seats.
5-passenger living room.
Tinted glass.
Dual remote mirrors.
Mirrors. Nice wheels.
The Excel 4-door sedan from Hyundai, now specially priced at just $71.99. Test drive a world-class value at your nearest Hyundai dealer. Do it today.
I love Baskin-Robbins, except when Mom's on a diet. She asks for a taste and keeps tasting.
Now everyone can love Baskin-Robbins a light new way. New Baskin-Robbins Light are fabulous flavors with fewer calories. It's the best light ever. We guarantee it. If you don't agree, you'll get a cone free. Baskin-Robbins. Now there's more to love us for.
Finally, I can eat in peace.
Let me tell you about Popeye's new Cajun battered fries. They got just a little bit of Popeye's venom. The secret starts with these U.S. #1 russet potatoes, but that's all I can say. The rest is in Popeye's own special recipe batter. Popeye's Cajun battered fries are crispy and tasty, and for a short time, they're free when you buy Popeye's 2-piece special dinner with biscuit and coleslaw at this special price. Hurry, buy Popeye's today and get your free Cajun battered fries.
These movies have to be back tomorrow, right?
Relax. With Blockbuster Video's 3-evening rentals, you can watch new releases like Casualties of War from RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video. Michael J. Fox.
You don't have to try and kill me, man. I told them. And they don't care.
Sean Penn.
You think you're standing up to me?
Casualties of War. Rated R from RCA Columbia Pictures Home Video. More movies, more nights, more fun.
Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a difference.
It's a 1-0 Washington Capital lead over the New York Rangers here in Game 5 of the Patrick Division final round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Mike Forens and Al Koken welcoming you back once again here on WDCA TV 20. Well, that's exactly the result Washington wanted. No matter how many goals they had, they wanted to get the first one, and they wanted to keep the Rangers pressed defensively. They sure did that. They had the door shut on them the whole 20 minutes.
Just a tremendous effort on the road, and the way they kept the Rangers bottled up in the early going until the Rangers got a power play, they didn't put a shot on goal. And when you can do that to a desperate team in their building, that's saying something.
Let's take a look at the goal-scoring play. Kelly Miller sends a high shot over the shoulder of Van Beesbroek.
Well, the Rangers get caught up ice. Rochefort has just come out of the penalty box, but Moeller gets caught up, and a 2-on-1 Hardy back takes that pass option away from Miller. You see, though, the nice play Tucker makes. The Capitals are standing up so well. Moeller was up there all the way up with Tucker, so he's in no position to get back, and the former Ranger, Kelly Miller, just rips that drive high past Van Beesbroek for the opening goal.
Time now for our Volkswagen intermission statistics, and let's take a look at the numbers for period one. Caps leading 1-0 over New York, and there you see the shots on goal as well, 10-4, with Washington out shooting New York. The Rangers 4 shots, only one of them came after the 10-minute mark of the period. So they only had 1 shot in the last 10 minutes, and that was the lone shot that New York had at even strength during that period. Each team 0 for 1, each team with 4 penalty minutes. Volkswagen intermission stats are brought to you by your Washington area Volkswagen dealers. That's where you'll find Fahrvergnügen. It's what makes a car a Volkswagen. The out-of-town scores are brought to you by Giant Food, and that Randy Burridge goal, a shorthanded goal, is the only mark on the score sheet up in Boston, and the Bruins lead the Canadians 1-0 after 1 period of play. We'll be back with tonight's second period from the Garden in New York after this.
Come to Chevy City and check with Peck before you buy. Come.
Television doesn't have to be the same night after night. We like to get busy and do stuff that's funky, fresh, and fun. So tune in and see what's going on with this guy, Carol O'Connor. And from the hit series Life Goes On, we've got Chris Burke and Kelly Martin. Surprises? Surprises? Oh, yeah, there are always surprises. There's always surprises. On the next Arsenio Hall Show. Tonight at 11 on WDCA-TV.
It's the anniversary sale at Hess.
We're celebrating and we have you in mind. Heck's anniversary sale is one of a kind.
It's our best anniversary sale ever with store-wide savings of 20 to 50%. Plus, get this Fujitsu portable mobile phone for only $199.99 with any $50 purchase. Shop early Saturday. All stores open 8 a.m. sharp.
That's Heck, especially for you.
It's a savings spectacular from your Mazda dealer. Get $750 cash back from Mazda on MX-6. Factory-to-dealer incentives mean you can save as much as $2,000 on Mazda RX-7. And you can save as much as $2,000 on Mazda 929. But hurry, savings this spectacular won't last long.
At your Washington area Mazda dealer now.
Everyone knows about my expansive vocabulary and the delineations I take with language. I went to electrocution school. So when I say the wrong thing at the right time, it's funny, but only because I'm in control. But if you're drinking and you start talking like me, then it's a good inclination that you're not in control, and that's not funny. You see, responsible drinking is as easy as knowing when to say the right thing at the right time, to know when to say when. And hey, even I could say that.
A reminder from Budweiser.
Hi, I'm Kevin Dobson, chairman of the National Salute to Hospitalized Veterans. You have a lot to gain and a lot to give as a volunteer. Contact your local VA Medical Center for details.
Tonight's Capitals playoff game is sponsored in part by Trustworthy Hardware, the Problem Solvers, Popeye's famous fried chicken and biscuits, your local Volkswagen dealer, where you'll find Fahrvergnügen. It's what makes a car a Volkswagen. The DC Lottery and Charitable Games Control Board. Winning is a state of mind. Eastern. They're building a great new airline, one customer at a time.
WDCA's coverage of Washington Capitals hockey is brought to you by Langway Sports Club. That's the place to be for all the big sporting events. Langway Sports Club is located in Lanham, Maryland, right off exit 20A. Well, it's a 1-0 Washington Capital lead over the New York Rangers after 1 period. And before we face off for tonight's second period of action, here's Jeff Rivers.
Thanks, Mike. And just a reminder that the Capitals farm team, the Baltimore Skipjacks, play Game 6 of their Calder Cup semifinal series at the Baltimore Arena. Tomorrow afternoon, it's a 1 o'clock start. Any youngster 15 years of age and under, accompanied by an adult, gets in for half price. The Baltimore Arena will be rocking Doug McClain and the Skipjacks in that all-important 6th game tomorrow. We'd like to see you at the Baltimore Arena at 1 o'clock. Teams are getting set here as period number 2 begins, and let's rejoin Mike Fornes and Al Koken.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Our counterparts here at Madison Square Garden, the Madison Square Garden Network, handed us some very interesting face-off statistics from that first period. Now, overall, for that first period, the Capitals won 11 face-offs, the New York Rangers 8. In the neutral zone, the Rangers dominated. 5 face-offs won compared to 1 for the Capitals. But in the offensive and defensive zones, the real key areas, that's where the Capitals shone. In their defensive zone, the Capitals were 4 for 5. And in the offensive zone, they were 6 for 8. And Dale Hunter won 6 of his 8 face-offs in that first period. So those were some of the other keys to that overall success of the Washington Capitals in period 1.
We're underway with the second period. James Patrick throws the puck back inside the Washington zone, and Al May waits on it in the corner, but Millette pokes it back in behind the net. The puck is cleared out of the zone. Back into Ranger ice by Tim Berglund. Here's Mark Hardy, who came back in Game 4 after being out with an injury since way back in the Islanders series. And Hardy works ahead to center. Throws it across the line off the stick of Gartner into the corner. And here's Scott Stevens to take it. Stevens works it ahead to center ice. Now John Tucker from center throws it back inside the Ranger zone. Rochefort back to pick it up. Stick handles it out to center ice. Works to the Washington blue line and loses control. And the puck cleared back to center. Here's Moeller to dump it right back inside the Capital zone. Liut holds it up behind the net now for Langway. Into the corner. Langway jams up there with Kissio. Ogrodnik reaches for it, but the puck bounces out of the zone to center ice. Steve Leach to Murray, a pass across the line. He's held up by Rochefort, and Murray gets bumped into the backboards by defenseman Normand Rochefort. Now the puck cleared ahead to center. Moeller, right wing, Kissio, slap shot, stick save made by Liut. And Langway moves it out to center ice. The puck cleared by Murray back inside the Rangers zone, giving the Capitals a chance to change up the lines. Rangers dump it into Washington ice. Liut slows it down, lets Stevens come back and pick it up, and here comes Scott Stevens out of his own zone, now to center. Up to Kelly Miller. Miller, a slap shot, that's wide of the net. Now chased behind the net. And Bob Joyce tries to work it free. Joyce in the corner. Waits on a return pass and has it knocked away by Hardy. And the Rangers again move it out to center. Mike Ridley to take it. Right side pass. Kelly Miller. Miller walks in, shoots, but it's just wide. Now a shot from the point by Stevens on goal. And Van Beesbrook covers up to stop play.
You could win one of 1,990 prizes in Trustworthy's No Problem Sweepstakes. Register and save during our biggest Spring Problem Solver sale ever. Today's tough jobs demand tougher tools, so Vermont American developed IsoTemp Power screwdriver bits. They're harder, stronger, and last 6 times longer. And Vermont American's Dianite saw blade cuts up to 3 to 5 times longer than any other carbide blade.
We're the problem solvers.
Just a little work on Troy Millette's jersey. I think the other thing, too, Millette came out for that third period in Game 4 with a flak jacket after getting that stick to the ribs from Scott Stevens. Kelly Miller, who had the Capitals goal in the first period, was shooting wide. He also may be getting some attention there. I would imagine he's still wearing that same protection.
John Druce held up behind the net. Courtnall tries to get free and is tripped on the play, and the Rangers come out. Here comes Paul Broughton to center. Out to Darren Turcotte. Turcotte across the line. On his backhand. Walks in. Fires. He sent that just wide of the net. Now Now Druce to throw a hit. Here's Jan Eriksson keeping the pressure on. Johansson trying to work it loose, but Eriksson still spinning with the puck. He centers it, deflected off the side of the net. Puck cleared off the boards, and here comes Courtnall and move it out of the zone. And the Caps finally ease the Ranger pressure back inside their zone and clear it on into New York ice.
But Terry Gregson's letting these guys play. A lot that has been going on away from the play and even sometimes just in front of the net in terms of holding and hooking has really been let go by Gregson on both sides.
Kevin Hatcher back to his own line, up to center ice. Slap shot blocked by Turcotte, and he is down and not getting up. The whistle blows. And Darren Turcotte, who stopped that shot, now the object of some attention from Ranger trainer Dave Smith.
Well, Turcotte had that nice move earlier, something we really have not seen from Turcotte the entire series. Now remember, he hurt his knee in Game 1. I don't know if that has been a factor, but one of the things that Darren Turcotte was so good at this year, and why he is, I think, a top candidate for Rookie of the Year, was that ability to go end-to-end, use his tremendous speed along with some great moves that he has got to set up his shot. Brott taken into the boards there by John Druce. The Caps continued with their hitting game, but Turcotte really made a nice rush from his own zone into the capital end. That individual battle between Druce and Broughton going on. Broughton able to get the stick on that shot at the very end, and then is taken down in front of Terry Gregson, but to no call. And if Terry Gregson continues to allow the game to be played this way, Mike, I think this works right to the hands of the Washington Capitals.
Here's a slap shot by Langway, and it's kicked wide by Van Beesbrook. Now Ridley into the corner, back for Miller behind the goal. He's pinned by James Patrick on the play. Now Ridley turns it around, back to the point. Kevin Hatcher backhands it toward the net, kicked out by Van Beesbrook. Puck played all the way to center ice, and it goes over the glass into the penalty box, out of play. Now they carried Turcotte off the ice, and I mean they picked up his legs so that he would not have to walk at all. It looked like he probably took it on the side of the skate, possibly down low, possibly up by the ankle. I think there's more of a chance for something to be broken if he was hit down low on the foot as opposed to right on the ankle. So many of the skates nowadays have these gel packs that heat up and form right into the shape of the player's foot. That would tend to protect the ankle a little more. But a very hard slap shot that hits the foot of Darren Turcotte, and they would not let him even walk on it when they took him back to the Ranger dressing room.
And besides Turcotte's offensive production, he's been out there centering Broughton and Eriksson, which has become the top checking line for Roger Nielsen. The line he has put out there against Hunter, Courtnall, and Druce. So we'll see who gets the call there to take over Darren Turcotte's place. Right now, the Kissio, Ogrodnik, Mullen line, which has been rather quiet as this series has gone on. Ogrodnik with a couple power play goals, but, you know, Kissio, I don't know if he's 100%. Remember, he hurt his knee also in Game 1. That line was so dominating for the New York Rangers, not only just for the regular season, but over the last 22 games, that line combined for 36 goals and 51 assists. The last 22 games of the regular season, Caps has done a nice job of shutting them down for the most part at even strength.
Here's Rod Langway just inside the blue line, has it taken away, a Ranger 2-on-1. Kissio ahead with Mullen, and Hatcher chases him to the sideboard. There's going to be a whistle, though, because of Mullen being taken out on the play by Steve Leach, I believe, who was hustling up to try and catch him. And the Rangers are wanting to know if there's going to be a penalty. It does not look like there will be. A shot and a goal! Kelly Miller!
There is no substitute for extra effort. For the Caps, extra effort means solid results. And solid results are yours at Northern Virginia's Solid Savings Bank, Providence Savings. Providence offers free checking, ATMs that pay you, 6 different CDs, 5 money market plans, and over 40 home and construction loans. That's extra effort in banking. Providence Savings has 10 offices. Stop in today and let their extra effort give you a solid financial future. Providence Savings, your solid choice.
What looked to be a great Ranger opportunity at 2-on-1 just turns out to be another frustrating moment for New York. Kissio is cut off by Hatcher, and Stephen Leach does a terrific job. He literally just skates in front of Brian Mullen, forcing Mullen to have to try and leap around him, and that caused that collision. Look at the way Hatcher plays Kissio, forcing him away. When he saw there was nothing else to do, Kissio just tried to turn and regroup, and Kevin Hatcher rode him out of the play. But a great job coming back to help out by Stephen Leach. That has been typical of the effort of the Capital forwards in this series. They have given the defense plenty of help.
Linesman Randy Mitten comes over now, discussing the face-off alignment of the Capitals. As John Druce, Mitten felt, was offside. Druce pointing out that Terry Gregson's right next to him and didn't say a word.
See what Roger Nielsen now has done, Mike. He's put Erickson out there still against Druce, but he's got him out there with Nichols and Gartner.
Courtnall cutting in from the left wing and fires wide of the net. The puck at the point and cleared out of the zone by New York. Here come the Rangers on the right wing. It's Gartner, a slap shot wide of Liu. And it skids off the stick of John Druce all the way back to the Ranger line. James Patrick back in his own zone. Back to the Washington line for Scott Stevens. Now to Courtnall. Mike Gartner takes it on the deflection, leads it ahead of the right wing for Erickson. Erickson to the corner, and Scott Stevens ties him up. At the side of the net, Liu watching around the corner as the puck is smothered behind the goal. And Gartner standing by helplessly as the puck was trapped. And Scott Stevens would not allow it to come loose, forcing a faceoff.
Well, tickets for playoff game number 6, which is game ticket F, Sunday night at 7:05 at the Capitol Center, on sale right now. You can pick them up at all Hex Ticket Center outlets. Their telephone charge is 432-0200. Operators on duty until 10 p.m.
The Capitals have outshot the Rangers here in the opening 5 minutes of this second period. 3 shots to 1. Here's the draw in the Capital zone. Hatcher skates behind the net, clears it up the boards for Berglund. Outside the line to center ice, and John Tucker with Joyce across the line, fires, and the shot's deflected back into the corner. Now Kerry Wilson, who has struggled for the Rangers in this playoff series, moves it out to center ice. Hatcher dumps it right back in. Randy Moeller setting up behind the goal. Left side pass for Greshner, picked off, and Berglund deflects it toward the net. But now it is cleared back to the Washington zone. Hatcher back to take it. Leads it ahead of past Wilson out to center ice, and King throws it back to the red line. Hatcher tripped up. There's going to be a penalty here as Hatcher is writhing on the ice, and we'll see if this is a serious injury to Kevin Hatcher. He's up to his knees and now rolls back onto his side on a very, very dangerous play as a leg was extended and tripped Kevin Hatcher up. And this is the knee injury that you always fear on a play like this.
Well, Stan Wong right now not checking Kevin Hatcher's knee, but there's no question this is what Chris King does. He just sticks out the leg, and that looks like knee-to-knee contact, and that could be very, very serious. The Capitals, I felt, could fight off a number of injuries in different positions, but if they had an injury to their big three on defense, Hatcher, Langway, or Stevens, it would be trouble. And right now, Kevin Hatcher very gingerly starting to move his left leg. And Chris King has done this a number of times in this series, Mike. Remember, it was Chris King who took Jeff Courtnall into the boards after Courtnall scored. Chris King who had a legal collision with Dino Ciccarelli that put Dino out. And right now, the obvious concern, can Kevin Hatcher come back? Looks like he's going to get up under his, pretty much under his own power, although he's being very gingerly helped to the Washington bench. We'll try and wait and see.
Looks like he's all right, Al. He's going to skate around just a bit, but we hope that he is all right.
Frank, I send you for a Bud Light, and you bring back...
Well, Bud Light won't fill you up, never lets you down.
So, there are no men here, there's an unlimited supply of Bud Light, and we can never leave.
Correct.
Everything else is just a light.
We can live with that. Yeah.
Well, Terry Murray has seen Kevin Hatcher walk off the bench back towards the Capitol locker room area. Now, he may be just walking this off, Mike, but we'll wait and see. Trainer Stan Wong did go back with him. He didn't leave the far end of the ice, closest to the Capitol dressing room, but we will see, and we'll try and get some word for you of the condition of Kevin Hatcher. Caps have a penalty, have a power play on the Chris King penalty for tripping. Our second Circuit City power play contestant, Bill Farrell of Crofton, Maryland, who has chosen Scott Stevens as the Caps player to score.
Here's Courtnall across the blue line, throws it in behind the Ranger net. And Van Beesbrook sends it back up the boards. Johansson keeps it inside the line. Calle Johansson on the power play. Over to Stevens, back to Johansson, now to Courtnall. He fires, and it's blocked in front of the goal. Stevens trying to keep it in, can't do it. It comes back to center ice. We have not seen the return of the Rangers' Darren Turcotte, who was injured while blocking a slap shot earlier in this period. And Kevin Hatcher has gone back to the Caps dressing room as well, but was walking by himself. Puck cleared off the boards and sent all the way down, back into the Washington zone. Both teams change up the lines. A minute and 5 seconds to play in the penalty. Chris King for tripping at 5:52. Here's Courtnall across the line, over to Dale Hunter. Hunter has it bounced off a skate back to center. Erickson was there. And now Moeller takes it back inside the Ranger zone. Cleared ahead to center ice. Led across the line. Too far for Broughton. And Liut guides it to the sideboards. Here's Broughton skating in. He's alone. He's being hooked. But Liut stops him. And there's no penalty on the play. Now Liut covers up at the side of the net and holds on for a faceoff. 25 seconds to go in the King penalty. And the faceoff will be in the Washington zone.
And remember, in game 3, it was Paul Broughton who got the shorthanded goal, the only goal the New York Rangers had in that contest. It had put what was a 2-0 Capital lead into a 2-1 game. But this time, tries to make the same move on Mike Liut. Liut's ready for it, stacks the pads. And then the Capitals come back and blast Broughton from getting another opportunity at it. But it's been a very dangerous New York penalty kill because they have had almost a couple breakaways and finally do get one. Broughton with a couple chances, doing some outstanding work. Just 25 seconds left in the Chris King penalty, and this faceoff is in the Washington end.
Here's Scott Stevens with the puck, leads it ahead to center ice for Mike Ridley. Ridley at the blue line of New York. The play's offside. And now there'll be a face-off again in neutral ice. Down to 15 seconds to go in the New York penalty.
Bob Rouse out there getting some more power play time because Kevin Hatcher out on the ice. He'll certainly probably get a little more ice time as well, and you have to think the same thing for Neil Sheedy if Hatcher can't come back in this period or for the rest of the game.
Rouse dumps it back inside the Ranger zone. Ridley in the corner after it, but the Ranger penalty killers send it all the way down, and Gartner hustles in after it to put some pressure on Liut. Liut leaves it behind the net. Penalty's over. Here's a shot. Liut the save. Rebound. Loose, and now it's at the side of the net. It's still loose. And finally, King goes over to get it. Rangers back at full strength. Centering pass goes all the way to the boards. Bob Joyce absorbs a hit, but clears the puck to center. And the Rangers drive it right back in. Now Scott Stevens out to Bob Joyce. Joyce to the blue line and throws it on into the corner. Rochefort circles the net. He starts out. Moeller to center ice. Now to Nichols at the blue line, and Langway takes it away and clears the puck back to Nick Kypreos at center. He goes right side for Alan May. May across the line, cutting it on the right wing. Stops in the corner, throws it behind the net. Kypreos hooked in front of the net. And there'll be a penalty call against New York, a delayed call. And now Washington will again have the power play as Kypreos is held up inside the zone by Gressner.
See your little cheaper dealer, come see what's new. Let the little cheaper hatch a deal for you.
Criswell Chevrolet Geo Lotus, Washington's little cheaper dealer, is selling their 750 car inventory for chicken feed. Criswell's Corvettes, Luminous, Geos, Blazers, and conversion vans won't last long. Criswell is now accepting orders for the Lotus Elan.
Hey, you can talk turkey for chicken feed. A little bit of scratch is all you need.
Well, the Capitals, we're going to have a power play, and we'll see what more calls come. Bernie Nichols comes off the bench. Cheap shot Sheehy from behind, then tries to spear Nick Kypreos in the chest.
You talk about a guy who's got a lot of nerve trying to pull that kind of routine. But Bernie Nichols, he's got absolutely no business out there trying to play tough guy because he's only using a stick. And now Millette and Sheehy drop the gloves and go.
Remember, Sheehy's got an injured shoulder, and Millette starts to throw some right hand. Sheehy's got him and throws him to the ice. And Sheehy winds up on top of Troy Millette. No real punches thrown in this one, but a pretty good wrestling match. And a nice body slam there by Neil Sheehy.
Troy Millette must think the circus is still on the ice. He's acting like that should earn him a real hero's welcome. Sheehy now goes back to the Capitol, or goes to the Capitol penalty box. I don't know if what Millette thinks he's doing, unless Terry Gregson's giving him misconduct time as well.
We await the penalty calls here. There was going to be an original penalty anyway because Kyprios was pulled down from in front of the Ranger goal. But obviously, some more penalties being assessed here by referee Terry Gregson. And Terry Murray is upset about the result. Apparently, Rob Murray is reported over and Sheehy is now leaving the ice.
Now, this is here there's no question that Millette's out there challenging him, trying to get something started because he thought this would turn things around for his team. Why is Neil Sheehy also being kicked out? Because he didn't want to get attacked because he dropped the gloves and fought back when he was attacked? It's going to be a very critical time in this hockey game for Terry Gregson, the referee. He has got to put a lid on this. But keep your eye on Millette. He's cruising around watching this whole thing. Says something, he's dangling the gloves. You ready to go? You ready to go? Drops the gloves. He's got a willing combatant in Sheehy. So all he's out there looking to do, Troy Millette, looking to start that fight because he feels it's going to turn things around. And it may have. But I want to see what Terry Gregson does to the two gutless plays from Bernie Nichols. The cross-check from behind. Now here's the original penalty. If you can keep an eye, Nichols coming in from the bench, hits Sheehy from behind when he's not looking, then comes in and spears Nick Kyprios in the chest. As if that really requires a lot of courage.
Number 9, Washington, Nick Kyprios receives 2 minutes for roughing. Number 15 of Washington, Neil Sheehy receives 5 minutes for fighting and a 10-minute misconduct. Number 4 of the Rangers, Ron Greshner, receives 2 minutes for hooking. Number 9 of the Rangers, Bernie Nichols, receives 2 minutes high sticking. And number 26 of the Rangers, Troy Millette, receives 5 minutes fighting and a 10-minute misconduct. The time of all penalties.
Well, the Caps get a power play, but they certainly didn't crack down like they should have on Bernie Nichols. And you're in a situation where Terry Murray has seen a ridiculous cheap shot by Chris King take one of his top defensemen off the ice. So Millette decides he's going to take another defenseman off the ice, challenges Sheehy, and gets Sheehy off the ice for 15 minutes, putting the Capitals down right now to 4 defensemen. And I can understand why Terry Murray is upset. He has got a right to be. Kyprios gets a roughing call. Bernie Nichols, for all the nonsense he started, only gets a high sticking call. Greshner gets the original hooking call. Millette and Sheehy, 5 minutes each for fighting, and a 10-minute misconduct.
Oh, it was very obvious on the replay, Al, when we saw Sheehy and Millette get going once again, that Millette was not able to strike any punches on Sheehy, who, despite an injured shoulder, did a marvelous job of self-defense by keeping the Rangers' punches away. Now, Terry Gregson talking with Terry Murray, and I'm sure Terry Murray wondering about that misconduct, as you point out. Because missing Hatcher already, he doesn't want to lose another defenseman for that long a time. That'll keep Sheehy out of action until into the third period.
Well, maybe Millette's just done a very smart thing for this New York team. This building back rocking, maybe he fired up his team and certainly took another Capital defenseman off the ice, but somebody should have seen
what Bernie Nichols was doing. When he speared Nick Kyprios in the chest, I mean, it's one thing to high stick and cross-check Sheehy from behind, but when you start spearing people in the chest like that, that's got to get cracked down. I'm sure the Rangers feel the same way. They feel that they got nothing called from Dennis Morrell the other night when they felt Scott Stevens did the same thing to Troy Millette.
Play underway once again. There's a Washington power play, and the Caps can certainly make the Rangers pay up here if they can score with a man advantage. Washington leads 1-0 on the first period goal by Kelly Miller. Here's Hunter trying to center, and a slap shot by Stevens, and stopped by Van Beesbrook, and it's cleared all the way down the ice. Jeff Courtnall works to center, drives it back into the Ranger zone. Bruce tries to knock it down. It comes back to Scott Stevens. Quick pass over to Johansson. His drive deflected wide. Rebound shot. And Van Beesbrook stops that. Now it's cleared to the corner. Courtnall back to try and get it. At the point, here's Scott Stevens, a shot. Deflected wide by Rochefort. Into the corner, Johansson. Back to Courtnall. He winds, fires a shot. And Van Beesbrook makes the save. And it's cleared all the way down the ice. .49 seconds to go in the Washington power play. Courtnall in across the line. The Caps have had some chances with the man advantage. Into the corner is James Patrick. He banks it off the boards and clears it down. Stevens back to get it. Ahead to Ridley, and now off the stick of Leach. Cleared to the center line. Here comes Stevens with the puck. Carries across the blue line. Winds up, takes the shot. And now Patrick takes it away. It's cleared up the boards by Erickson, and all the way out to center ice. Here comes Broughton. He's in alone, onside, shorthanded, and he's stopped by Liut. Mike Liut shuts the door as Broughton came in alone on a shorthanded breakaway. And Mike Liut with a big save to preserve this Washington lead at 1-0.
Well, Mike Liut with a confidence he gained in the relief job for Don Beaupre in Game 3. Then coming up so big in Game 4, he has robbed Broughton twice tonight. Here, Bob Rouse makes a decision to pinch in deep. That leaves nobody back there when that puck is cleared. Leach tries to go back and help, but it's cleared all the way out. This time, Broughton tries to go forehand instead of backhand like he did the last two times. One successful, the other stopped earlier in the game. We said he tries to finish it off forehand here, and Liut is ready. Slides over. Covers up as Broughton tries to pop it between the legs. Still 10 seconds left on this capital penalty, but with penalty killing such an emotional part of the game, the Rangers, I think, have really gotten themselves back in everything with some dynamite penalty killing in this second period. They have been very aggressive. They've stymied the Capitals, and they have started to turn the momentum back around.
Here's a slap shot from the point. Liut makes the save. Only 3 seconds left in the penalty. Ridley over to Rouse. The Rangers are back at full strength. Here comes Bob Joyce across the line, cutting in. He's stopped on the play, and the puck goes in behind the net. Joyce can't get it. Ridley cannot get his stick loose. It's being held up by Nichols. Now Joyce in the corner, trapped by Rochefort. Ridley tries to work the puck loose and gets it over to Leach. He shoots wide, and Rouse chasing it back to the point, keeps it in. Now Joyce in the corner, back of the goal. Ridley right out front, and a shot on goal, stopped by Van Beesbrook. And the Rangers grab the rebound, and quickly it's turned all the way down the ice by Rochefort. No icing as Langway catches up to it. 8.5 minutes to go, second period. Washington leading 1-0. Rouse drives it into the Ranger zone. Caps start a line change. Here's John Tucker with the puck. Back to the point. Stevens, a shot. That's just wide. Now into the corner. Alan May. Back to John Tucker. Tucker takes it behind the net, tries to center, and Rochefort bounces out of the zone to center ice. Now Scott Stevens ahead to Tucker. He's across the line. Into the right wing corner for Tim Berglund. Berglund hit on the play. Nichols comes back to Gartner. Gartner into the Washington zone, and Johansson is there to move it out. Lead pass to center ice. John Tucker has the puck. 3-on-2, the Washington break. Here's Tucker. Over to Al May. Shoots wide of the Ranger net. And Gartner flips it out to center. Scott Stevens back to get it. Right side pass. Courtnall from Druce. Courtnall on his backhand centers it. And Hardy was there to hold up John Druce on the play. Now a centering pass. Scott Stevens a shot. That's blocked. Into the corner again. The Capitals' John Druce is toppled to the ice. And a rebound right in front, grabbed by Lindy Ruff as Van Beesbrook makes a big save for New York. Gartner to the blue line. Taken away by Bob Rouse. Rouse to center for Courtnall, and the Caps keep the pressure on. Here comes Druce into the corner. Takes it behind the goal. Dale Hunter bumped on the play, and the puck cleared to the blue line and out to center ice. And there's Langway to have it now for Washington. He lugs it right back into the Rangers zone. Van Beesbrook makes the catch. The Capitals again change up. Kerry Wilson on the right wing. Stolen by Ridley. Over to Steve Leach. Hooked on the play by Erickson, but taken away by Hardy and bounced back to center. Langway into his own zone. Right side for Leach. Off the boards, and Johansson strides to center. Left side pass, Kelly Miller. Miller down the middle and makes the pass play over. Ridley a shot. Glove save made by Van Beesbrook to stop Mike Ridley on a great scoring chance. The Caps keep the lead at 1-0.
Not 24, not 36, but 48. Full 48-month, 4.8 APR GMAC financing. That's music to your ears when you buy a new Pontiac Grand Am, Le Mans, Sunbird, or Grand Prix. Here's an extra for Grand Prix buyers, $1,000. 4.8 financing plus $1,000 cash back. See King, Brown, Atlas, Coons, Star, Heritage Auto Park, and Oscar Tate Pontiac.
Now Mark Hardy limping off the ice for the New York Rangers. We understand that Darren Turcotte, injured earlier in the period when he stopped a shot off the stick of Kevin Hatcher, has been taken to the hospital. We still have no word on the condition of Kevin Hatcher. There's that Normand Rochefort drive that Mike Liut stops. As Liut has been dynamite, and John Van Beesbrook has been excellent as well. That hand-to-hand combat, maybe that's where Hardy hurt. Well, it doesn't look like he's hurt there. Comes back and gives John Druce another pop as the Rangers with close attention, but he does pull up there. Does pull up lame there. And that's when he heads back to the bench. He has been a big man for the Rangers in these last couple games.
Here's Langway, has it bounced off his stick, and it comes back to center ice. And Nick Kyprios to Johansson to Langway. Now for Rob Murray, but taken away at the Ranger line. Back to center ice. Here comes Bernie Nichols. Up to the Washington blue line. Long slap shot. Liut makes the stop. Puts it behind the net for Johansson. Alan May backhands it out of the zone and clears it all the way inside the Ranger end. We have 5:41 to go in this second period. Capitals lead 1-0. Nichols bounces it wide of the Capitals net. Rouse into the corner. Jams up with Chris King. The lead pass to center ice for Hunter in his skates. Taken across the line now. Here comes Rouse. Backs it up. Walking in. Here's a shot. Blocked. Courtnall had the drive, and it hit the defense. And Nichols skates loose on the left wing. Now Rouse holds him up. Scott Stevens into the corner. Stevens with it for Washington. Leads it out to Courtnall. Courtnall breaks to the blue line of New York. Courtnall spun around, throws to the side of the net. The puck is covered by Van Beesbrook. And a pileup now on top of the Ranger goaltender next to the net. Stopping play.
Well, the playoff action will continue at home for the Washington Capitals. And if you'd like to be on hand for all the exciting home playoff games, the way to guarantee yourself a ticket is to put down a deposit on a season ticket or partial plan for next year. If you'd like more information, Capital sales reps are standing by right now to answer your questions at 386-7080, 386-7080.
Face-off will be to the right of John Van Beesbrook. Veteran Ron Greshner looking on from the Ranger bench. It'll be Mark Janssens here to oppose Mike Ridley for the draw. Ridley wins the faceoff. Back to the point. Kept in by Johansson. Now thrown behind the goal. Leach tries to dig it out, but Lindy Ruff is in to check him. Ruff putting his hands in the face of Leach. A centering pass. Oh, and a shot hit the goalpost. Coming in from the right wing side, going right off the goalpost. We have a penalty call coming after Ridley's shot hit the post. Here's Johansson back to get it. This will be a Washington penalty. Tough break there as the Caps almost scored from Ridley. Now they'll face the Ranger power play.
This is a new Passat, Volkswagen's first ever mid-size family sedan. It has air conditioning, tilt steering, and more passenger room than any Volvo. Four-wheel disc brakes, and a more powerful engine than a Honda Accord. All standard, and all for only $14,770. And this is a family of 5 who are about to enjoy the driving experience we call Farfignugan.
Test drive the all-new Passat, now available at your local Volkswagen dealer.
Terry Murray's team with a 1-0 lead, in danger now. Here's how quickly things can turn. Mike Ridley's got John Van Beesbroek beaten, but he hits the goalpost. Then Scott Stevens comes up and commits a hooking call. At 15:29, the Rangers on the power play, and remember, Stevens is in the box, Hatcher is in the dressing room along with Neil Shee. That means you've got Rouse, Johansson, and Rod Langway out there available for Terry Murray to kill this penalty. And this is where the game could be on the line right now, Mike.
Draw comes back, and right away, Rouse clears it all the way down. Well, you've got some toughness available in those defensemen, and certainly some skating ability, especially if Johansson gets that puck. The Caps will have to make that do. Here's Moeller across the line, taken away by Rouse, and he does a good clearing job for the second time, dumping at the length of the ice.
Mike, we also understand now that Mark Hardy is out for the rest of the game with an ankle injury, so there's a key man for the New York Rangers out of action along with Turcotte.
Langway ahead to Ridley at center ice. It's cleared over to the boards, and now Kelly Kissio back to get it. Dumped into the crowd here by James Patrick. And there'll be another face-off.
Caps have taken 42 seconds off that penalty clock without the Rangers getting an opportunity at Liu. Now they can buy themselves a little time on this face-off, give Langway and Rouse a bit of a rest. Tim Berglund comes up to take over for Mike Ridley. Kelly Miller remains out there. And the Capitals are going to try and take their time here on this penalty kill to keep Langway and Rouse as rested as possible, along with Ridley, Bruce, Berglund, and Miller. Harry Wilson, Mike Gartner, Bernie Nichols out there to work the forward line for the Rangers. James Patrick and Randy Moeller on defense. Berglund will take this draw against Nichols, and now John Van Beesbroek signaling he wants to get the attention of the linesman. Apparently there must be some debris or a problem with the ice. Maybe he's got some minor equipment repair he needs to get done, and this has got to help the Washington Capitals. The longer this can go, the more rest that Rouse and Rod Langway get. Repairs done rather quickly by Randy Minton, and we should be ready to go.
Berglund leans in and beats Nichols for the faceoff. The puck comes back to Langway, and he quickly sends a bouncer just wide of the Ranger net. Caps lead 1-0. A minute, 8 seconds to go in the Scott Stevens penalty. 3:35 to go, period 2. Here's Ridley clearing the puck to center ice. Moeller to Gartner, who is still in the Washington zone. Offside is called.
Now we're down to 55 seconds left, and still New York is not set up on the power play. They're trying to dump in a couple times, but the Caps back getting it quickly, and then when they're trying to make plays at the blue line, again, because the Capitals have got themselves stacked along the line, right there to pick things off. All this face-off action now will come back into the New York end, and there's the domination the Capitals have had on the shot clock. That Ridley shot that hit the post, so that could be something that if the Capitals have got to struggle the rest of the way, they'll be thinking about it. With a chance to put themselves up 2-0 Van Beesbrook was beaten. I think Mike Ridley's still upset about hitting the post there.
Quite an inordinate number of goalposts hit in Game 4. In fact, I can't remember so many in a playoff game since maybe back in that long overtime game against the Islanders years ago when it seemed like both teams could do nothing but hit the goalpost.
A couple of those goalposts hit on the inside of the post. I mean, it's one thing to hit the metal, but when you're literally just an inch away from having it find the net.
Here's Langway tying up in his own zone. Kissio in to try and dig it out. 30 seconds to go in the Ranger power play. Still along the sideboards. John Druce reaching for it. Now Moeller backs it up. Slap shot. That hit the post. James Patrick on the stick side of Liut off the goal post. Now another drive, and Langway diving in front, trying to cover up. He was without a stick, but he got the job done, and Terry Gregson says that he's delayed the game. Langway did not have a stick, and he dove and just tried to pounce on that puck. He was out of the goal crease. But I'm certain that a delay of game penalty is being assessed now by Gregson on Rod Langway.
It's a tough call for a referee to make, but he almost has to make in that situation because Rod Langway really just did nothing. I mean, he had dropped down on his knees or something, looking and making any attempt at all to play it. He's just happy to get that. And here you see Patrick hitting the goalpost. That on kind of the outside of the post, but without a stick, Rod Langway trying to see if he can get away with something. But when he reached down and grabbed it, Mike, and got those hands out first, that, I think, sealed his fate right there. Now the Caps have 10 seconds they've got to kill on the Ranger 5-on-3. They will get Scott Stevens back. But Bob Rouse has been out there the entire time, Mike. He has got to be dog-tired. Stevens certainly will help, but Calle Johansson has got to get out there at some point to give Bob Rouse a rest. Again, the Capitals so dangerous because these penalties coming against their defensemen.
The Rangers so far have just had one shot on goal on this power play. At the point, here's Patrick. Slap shot up high off the glass. Back to Moeller. He winds, fires, deflected wide by Miller. Stevens is back on the ice. Washington now just one man down. Here's a centering pass. Wilson right in front. Off the side of the net. Stevens clearing. James Patrick fires. That's belted just wide off the crossbar. And the puck cleared all the way down the ice by the Capitals, who are short-handed for another minute and a half. Johansson comes out there now replacing Rouse, who did a great job on defense for Washington. Here's Liut trying to bounce it into the corner. The puck played up the boards. Kelly Miller has it, and he sends to the point, but not out. Nichols fights for it there. Ridley works it loose. Up to Johansson, winding, firing, and Van Beesbrook makes the stop. And now is forced to hold the puck for a face-off in Ranger territory with 1:05 to go. And although New York had a line change going, I'm surprised, I'm really amazed that Van Beesbrook held that puck with two teammates nearby and didn't get them to start the rush back up ice and keep the Capitals on the run.
An aggressive gamble by Calle Johansson coming in and taking a shot. Then when he saw Van Beesbrook having a little moment of indecision, he forced Van Beesbrook to hold on to the puck and allowed this face-off in there. Here comes the two chances. Again, looks like there's an open net. This hits the side as Nichols has Liut down but can't find it. Then watch this shot come whistling up, batted by Bernie Nichols, and sends that wide. Two chances for Bernie Nichols. Can't come up with either of them. And now the Capitals will have a face-off in the Ranger end. Bob Rouse right back on the ice as he just literally got about a 30-second blow. And you're right, what a dynamite job he did, killing off that entire first penalty with Scott Stevens in the box. Now Stevens out there working with Rouse.
Rochefort, a minute to go in the Ranger power play. Starts to center. Winds up and drives it into the corner. Tim Berglund back to try and work it loose. Rouse gets a stick on it, knocks it down, tries to kick it away from Kissio. It's played back to the right point. Here's Moeller. Keeps it in. Over to Ogrodnik. Now to the left point. Berglund chasing and manages to tie up with Rochefort. And Berglund kicks it out of the zone and plays it back to center. A minute 10 left in the second period. 27 seconds remaining in the penalty call to Langway. Here's Kissio. We're in the final minute of play in the period. Quick shot. Deflected wide by Liut. Into the corner. 12 seconds left in the penalty. Puck cleared all the way down, and Langway will be out shortly.
And Bob Rouse can barely stand up, Mike. He is dog-tired and still remains doing a dynamite job. Very physical penalty kill.
A tie-up now in the face-off circle, and Erickson has it. Langway's back on the ice. Washington is at full strength. Into the corner. Here comes Nichols trying to center it. A loose puck. Shot over the goal. Nichols reaching for it. 22 seconds left in the period. Capitals at full strength, and Langway bounces it out to center ice. Paul Broughton in across the line to Bernie Nichols. Nichols stops, tries to center. Turnaround shot, just wide of the Washington net. At the point, here's James Patrick. His shot knocked down and cleared by Miller, and the buzzer sounds before the icing could be called. And the Capitals have done a great job in holding off 2 Ranger power plays in a row, back-to-back here in the closing minutes of the period. The lone goal by Kelly Miller back in the first period stands up as the Caps lead 1-0 over the Rangers after 2. Shots on goal in the second period. For New York, they had 13 for a 2-period total of 17. And Washington with 14 shots, a 2-period total of 24. More live exclusive hockey coverage coming your way from Madison Square Garden in New York after these messages here on WDCA TV 20.